What's up, Thug?
Sup, diggity dog?
What's up, balling out of control?
I don't know about balling out of control.
You were at a basketball game today, so you must have
I was at a basketball game today. I did take in some Notre Dame Fighting Irish men's basketball.
Taking in some hoops.
They were balling out of control. I was sitting there just quietly with my rally towel that they gave away, just enjoying myself. But they're not a great basketball team. I will say that they're gritty, they're tough, they're young, they have potential, but this ain't our year.
They're hungry.
Sure, we'll go with that. Okay. But they won, so I'll take it. I will take it.
They won and they had fun doing it, so it's a win-win situation.
I don't know if they had fun or not. I'm not sure. I hope they had fun.
I hope they did. They won.
I hope if you're out there on the court, you're having a good time, whatever. Yeah. But hey, welcome to For Exposure, your weekend love wrestling, independent wrestling podcast extravaganza.
Your weekend independent wrestling podcast.
I'm PLUGGO. That is Blair Pacheco over that way. For our audio listeners, what's up?
Oh, I'm just enjoying my Coke Zero. It's a Saturday.
It's 6 p.m. on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Preview on LPW 34, how the West was won.
And we're going to talk LPW press start.
And we're going to talk Mrs. PLUGGO, that lovely, beautiful, sexy lady that I call my wife. Hi. Mrs. PLUGGO found out this week that PLUGGO himself is an entity, is a business, according to the tax forms that we filled out.
Hey.
So I am officially a business. I don't know what I'm going to do first.
I don't know, but get paid, buddy. Get paid.
I guess since, so we're going to watch out, world. PLUGGO corporation is underway, I guess. Anyway.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for you to take over.
We'll see. Maybe I'll do a brick and mortar PLUGGO shop, like a PLUGGO spot. Just come hang out, everybody. But yeah, it is that time of the. What about you, Blair? Did you go to a basketball game today?
No, I didn't. I went to see my dad,
That's
and
cool.
then came home. Yeah, caught up on some TV watching. That was good. So had to see the newest episodes of Love Is Blind. So I'm just getting caught up in that. And
I am a testament to Love Is Blind. Mrs. PLUGGO loves me, and she must be blind. JPJ Loves Gaming's in the house saying, yo, JPJ. Fun fact, he's doing an Elimination Chamber 2K25 stream at like 9:00 tonight on Josh Robinson's channel. Those are always good times. Check that out.
Yeah. Heck yeah. And then after you're done that, make sure you join up with Saturday Night Love and watch Big Bad Boris' stream.
But we're not going to promote that because we're going to just bring that beautiful stud on himself to promote it himself.
We'll bring him on right away. I wanted to talk about one thing real quick before we bring him on because I know we got a lot to get through.
Okay.
And we kind of talked a little bit beforehand. I just wanted to give out big props to the couple of wrestlers, Sebastian Wolf and Liza Hall, who pulled out of that show after the disrespectful comments that were made about a couple women's wrestlers. It was it was all over online. They pulled out of a show that was supposed to be happening here in Winnipeg, and you know what? Just huge props to them. Huge props to everyone who stood up and said something about that, because there's no place for that. And if that's something that you are, your beliefs and thoughts, that you're someone who echoes those same sentiments as the one creator did. I know for myself, I want nothing to do with you. So that stuff can stay in the past. We want nothing to do with that crap,
Yes.
So,
and hey, bring it in. Bring it in. This is simple. It's not that hard to not be a creep in this industry. Just be a good person.
Bingo, buddy.
Treat people right.
So,
It'll be fine. Don't be a weirdo on the internet. It's not going to end well for you. Shout out to the IWC who banded together and took care of business.
Yeah. So huge props. We're trying to get rid of that shit, and
that's why we love working here, because that is absolutely a mandate here. Don't be a weirdo. Don't be a creep. Be a good person. That's all we ask.
I know I swore there. Just a little heated. I'll make sure I super chat to make up for that.
We need a super chat in the swear jar.
No time for that crap in wrestling. So get rid of that.
Amen.
So with that said and done, we're here to preview LPW 34. So I'm going to play the intro, then bring in our very special guest,
our esteemed alumnus, our panelist extraordinaire,
and then I will also super chat with them. Get a super chat. Ready? Hi, Boris.
It's Boris.
What's up? Blair, you look like you've been banished to an unfinished basement with all your belongings, like a divorced dad. What's going on behind you there?
Oh, this is the beginnings of my man cave. So,
nice.
It's just, it takes time, you know.
If you don't appreciate him at the beginnings of his man cave, don't come around when it's complete and looking luxurious.
So I wish that I had more time to work on this, but given current personal situations, I'm a little strapped for time and energy. So it is how it is right now, and it'll get finished eventually.
F that guy from Winnipeg.
Big time.
If any of those guys,
as Forrest Gump would say, that's all I've got to say about that.
Exactly. Heck yeah. So
I owe Boris a Boris's Cribs episode.
You do. And Blair, once you're all set up, you owe me one as well.
Yeah, you'll get one, buddy. We're going to do the damn thing.
My crib right now is crazy. But
yeah.
Well, what's up, buddy? What's new? What's exciting? How's life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness?
Just same old thing, business as usual. I'm waiting patiently. What's the swear limit? 12 minutes?
10.
10? Okay, notify me.
But listen, if anybody would like to, on this show, we've always implemented a swear jar. If we swear before 10 minutes, you're more than welcome to make up for it by sending a super chat. If you happen to send a super chat, by the way, we will read those comments or statements on the air as long as they are within good taste, of course. But so if you feel free and you want to support the squad, go right ahead. If you want to also smash that like button, hit the subscribe, share this to your friends, that'd be also helpful. Boom. I'm a professional.
That's how you do it. I'm doing well. Just working, living life. I finished ROH Global Wars Australia this afternoon, finished Jersey J Cup last night. Doing my thing. Debating CZW 26, I think, is tonight. I'm debating that or whatever. I don't know. Just, doing the thing, as Blair would say.
The Jersey J Cup was good, man. Shout out to Sasha for back-to-back wins on that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, real quick, before we dive into specific, wrestling is for everyone. That's a perfect statement. Before we dive too deep into LPW 34, I would like to get your perspective on this too, Boris, because we did see on, I believe it was, I want to say Wednesday, the WWE announced that they have WWID championships now for their ID program, and one Zoe Sager, who we will talk about, I'm sure, today, is in that program. So she has an opportunity to win WWE Gold.
We talked about this a little bit on Wednesday for AEW, and I did an about face so fast that I almost hurt myself. But my knee-jerk reaction when I saw those is, why the F do we need more titles? My God, it's unnecessary. And then Ophelia's like, oh, but Zoe could win that title. I was like, oh my God, it's the greatest idea that's ever been had in the history of ever. I mean, it is what it is. It gives people something to fight for, and it's just part of the branding, and it is what it is.
Okay,
it's fine.
Mr. Blair.
No, I mean, I think there's positives to like the whole ID program. Like, I think it can be very beneficial. I don't know about championships and titles, how much that is going to help with everything. I think that, like, if anything, it adds just more, I don't want to say, it adds more of a wrinkle, I think, to possible promoters, like bringing in a talent. Oh yeah, they're signed to the, they're signed to WWID. This is their champion. They have to win. They have to go over. So, I mean, I don't know. I right now, I'm very indifferent about it. I think that there can be some positives with it. I just need to see it in action.
Are those going to be contested for on that Evolve show? Because if so, then I'm having something to fight for on Evolve, I guess, makes sense.
I thought there was Evolve had its own title.
Well, I mean, Evolve back in the day had its own title. I don't know.
No, I think this new version of Evolve has.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
So there's more titles.
I think so.
So we are indifferent on these titles unless Zoe Sager wins them. Then we're all in.
Yes.
Done.
Are we past? Done. We're past 10 minutes now, right?
We are.
Yes, we're 11 minutes.
Let it fly.
The absolute fuck was The Rock talking about on SmackDown last night? My God. It looked like the most absolutely last minute thrown together. I'm The Rock and I showed up, but I'm going to do this shit I've ever seen. It was absolutely ridiculously terrible. As somebody who doesn't watch WWE, I just heard about it, so I watched the segment and just ridiculous. I don't understand. Explain ELI5.
Okay.
Explain like 5. Did I miss something, or was that the worst segment in the history?
He wants to take Cody's soul. He wants his soul. I thought he was going to ask for his voice next, Little Mermaid style, and be like, "I want your voice in exchange for the soul." But
it's look, WWE is like the Wild West, but LPW 34 is all about how the West was won, and that's what we're going to kick things off with today.
Look at that segue.
There's some
David segue.
There's some banger matches announced for this one, if I do say so myself. So, I mean, let's kick things off with a return to LPW 34, as we see the return of Blake Christian as he goes one-on-one with Michael Richard Blairs.
Now, Blake Christian came up short in his LPW debut. He was defeated by the current LPW Grand Champion, Mars the Specialist. But that was a different Blake Christian. He was kind of on a bit of a losing streak. He had just lost his GCW title. This is a different kind of Blake Christian, but I don't know if he's gone against somebody in the mindset of MRB. But when this one was announced, I was like, yes, please sign me up. And I don't know about picking winners quite yet if we're at that part. But this one is going to be a hell of a match. When this was announced, I was like, we don't even need any more matches on this show. And we have great ones.
Yeah, like the Blake Mars
one match card.
So much fun. So I'm glad that Blake is coming back. And now, I mean, you're getting someone completely different than Mars facing off with Blake. So, like, I'm curious to see just what MRB is going to bring to the table in this match and just how he's going to be able to defeat it. Because Blake's a hungry guy. Dude, like, constantly is, reaching for new challenges, new endeavors. So, I mean, for him to challenge for the challenge championship, I mean, hell yeah, sign me up for this. I want to see these two go at it.
And seeing him up close for that match, everything he does is so fast, so crisp. He's so talented.
Mm-hmm. So
we talk about it all the time. Is this the time? Is this the time where MRB drops that title that he cherishes so much? Because it's Blake Christian, man. He's so good.
And Clandestine took a hit last month too. They lost those tag team titles. So.
Mm-hmm. And Dust is letting us know last time Blake was in town, I mean, had a long travel day, still put on a banger match. And that just speaks to the professionalism of Blake, like that he can put up with the bull crap of, long travel days, all those issues, still fly into town. You're dealing with customs, you're dealing with the border and all that stuff, still put on a banger match. I mean, hell yeah. Cheers.
MRB, I talked to MRB for the LPW show. He didn't yell at me this time, which was nice, but he's definitely laser focused on proving, because we talked about it. MRB has kind of ran through the roster once or twice at this point, the core LPW roster. And now, based on his actions, and I think he understands that, Spencer and the crew is like, okay, you want better? Here's Blake Christian. Here's Victor, throwing these, bigger names, bigger challenges at him and seeing if he can withstand it. And I think anybody that can to withstand it is MRB. He's that good. But at some point, we just saw last month his running mates got caught and they slipped up and they lost their titles.
And I mean, with Ride or Die as well, they were wanting bigger challenges too, and they got them, and they knocked it out of the park every time a team stepped up. Then they ran into a roadblock. So you're having to wonder, like, MRB, he's getting all these challengers. He's branching out for the competition, then what's going to happen? If he does get through this, what hungry wrestler is going to step up and be the one to dethrone him, just like Reed and Zoe did Ride or Die? That's what I'm curious about.
And if I speak my truth, in all of my years, I have seen MRB run through a lot of rosters 1 or 2 times. So he's a different animal. Don't make me pick a winner because I don't want to.
I have to. I got to ask Boris.
I'm going to go with
here for, Boris.
It's what the people want.
Well, I'm going to go with Blake Christian and New.
Wow.
I know, but
Ooh.
last month the tag team title situation kind of shook my foundations a bit, and it's a whole new ball game now. So that's what I'm thinking, but I've been known to be wrong almost all the time.
I saw the message that MRB had sent in regards to PLUGGO, and now I'm very curious about what he's going to send towards you after you just picked against him.
Probably his fist, but I mean,
yeah, dude, what are you doing?
He kicked me in the face once. It really sucked.
Did he? How was that? How did that feel?
It was not my finest hour.
Would you allow it to happen again? Aren't you supposed to go like this and block? Like, aren't you supposed to?
It all happened so fast. I'll find the video of it and I'll dig it up.
Listen, I know MRB's got a lot. I know MRB's got a lot going on. He's got a lot of things happening, but give me MRB one more time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like getting yelled at this week. But no, listen, he wants the challenges. He said he wants it. He's even teased that he's willing to, be nice a little bit. So who knows? Maybe this fresh new attitude of MRB will be a good thing. Who knows?
I have to ask before I make a pick, what is your super chat in relation to?
You don't know. Nicolette, wait for me on the outside. You don't know that movie?
No, what is that from?
Superbad. McLovin, when he's getting arrested.
Oh, that's right.
When he's getting arrested, and the cops are dragging him out. And he's like,
McLovin's a badass.
Yeah.
McLovin's a badass.
I forgot about that. Dude, that's a good one. That's a solid one.
That's a deep cut there.
That's
then the dude
I told her what time it was.
He told her what time it was.
If you were a Much Music show, you'd be the wedge for that deep cut.
Oh,
look at that! Boom!
Like
Nicolette, wait for me on the outside. We were gonna go to Hawaii together.
And here, Dustin pointing out 7 successful title defenses, and that's a murderer's row of talent in there. Some of the best on the indie, some of the best in Canada. Great to see. So hell yeah.
Yeah, when you see them all on the screen like that, it's like, damn.
Yeah.
Almost makes me want to rethink my pick. But Blake's got a line just like that of people that he's defeated as well. So this one's a toss-up, really.
Fair.
I'll take MRB too. I just don't want to get yelled at. So I don't want to be by extension or anything. So.
Like how we're making picks based on not wanting to get yelled at.
I would just like to prove that on this panel, I am the one with the biggest balls because I'm the only one you can hit, and I picked against him. So.
That's true, man. You're got to take the wrath of it. We could just sit up here in our ivory towers.
Yep,
and
that's exactly what we're gonna do.
Well done, boys. Well done.
We've got Behrad Gorani versus Nasty Nate Nixon. I love this match. I think this one is going to be sneaky good. This is one that I think could steal the show because you got 2 hungry guys going in there, and they're just going to chuck knucks and go at it.
I've been super, super impressed with Nate Nixon since he's come into LPW. I think there's a very high ceiling for this young man. Great mustache as well. But Behrad Gorani might be one of those, I hate the term most improved because it just has a connotation of they were shitty before. But I think Behrad Gorani is the guy who's really come into his own and
fine-tuning.
Really
fine-tuning.
Yeah.
Smoothing out the edges a little bit. Yeah, I get what
and he's really operating at a high level right now. This one's going to be a hard-hitting affair. I think this one's a tough one to call as well because it's a bit of a different style, and you have to wonder if Sheik Akbar Shabazz will be skulking around ringside. That's also something you have to keep in mind as well. But this one's going to be awesome.
He's not on vacation still?
No, he is back.
Is he?
I have spoken to him personally.
Nate
Wow.
Nixon he's the kind of guy who, if he could get a couple wins under his belt, get rolling, he's the kind of guy that I could see step up and challenge MRB for that challenge championship and walk away with it.
You mean Blake Christian?
No, I picked MRB. So but that's what I mean. Like, you're just waiting for one of those, next kind of roster guys to come up, one of the newer guys to come up and kind of shock the world. But with that said, I mean, the veteran presence of BLAIR, and he's been rocking and rolling lately. Love what he's been doing in the ring. And I like seeing him versus Nate, very hyped for this match. But I think Nate's going to have his hands full with BLAIR.
Well, Nate's been around for a little while too. He's not super green either. So, yeah, tough one to call.
Yeah. Listen, Nate, it's me and you, just chit chatting here. Do us all a favor. Take care of business. Knock that Barekarani down to size. Take care of it. I don't need to see this jacked and juicy stuff anymore. I don't need it. I don't want it. Give me Nate Nixon. 1,000 times over. Do me a favor, Nate. When you're laying in them and punches, let Barat know one of those is from old PLUGGO over here.
Wow.
Just do me a favor, just one time, just like this is for PLUGGO, and just jack him and make him, his lip all juicy from the blood. Yeah, Barat, I'm not picking you. I'm not picking you. I never will, not even if there's a fire, Barekarani.
I'm not calling him Dad. Not even if there's a fire.
Never. Give me nasty Nate Nixon, who's awesome, taking care of business.
Boris,
who Rockets, you got? Memphis.
I'm going to go with the Prince of Albania, the son of Kosovo. Don't call him Spaceman, BLAIR Tidbits.
Now who's getting soft?
Well, he'll punch me for that for sure. I'm going to get my ass whooped on Friday.
Just like how I picked MRB, I know better than to go against them. So I'm picking BLAIR to win because I don't want that smoke online. So
I'll take that smoke all day because guess what? Yeah. That smoke is vapor because he ain't nothing. Ain't nothing.
Do either of you guys play Call of Duty by any chance?
I do.
No.
Because BLAIR Tidbits apparently considers himself a pretty solid Call of Duty player. So maybe you guys could settle your issues that way.
I should send him a message, get his gamer tag, and we go pwn some noobs.
You got a PS5. As you play 2K, I'll pwn him.
So, and even Goose chiming in. Goose, I don't know, man. Like,
Nate Goose, honk, honk, baby.
BLAIR
Nate and Goose go way back, though. Nate and Goose go way back.
BLAIR sees that. I mean, might be, trouble in the locker room. Just saying.
Goose can handle himself, man.
Yeah, geese are tough, man. I've heard about the Canadian geese up there.
Oh,
they're vicious.
Horrible beasts.
Not a fan.
So I ain't worried about my guy Goose. And I got your back, Goose. But it comes to you, he's got a problem with me.
Speaking of Goose, we're going to see Goose teaming up with Elliot Tyler as they go against the Rads.
The Rads got a big victory last month. They still was a little bit of dissension in how they got that victory, but the main, don't bury the lead. They got the victory.
The record book says there's a W in there.
Yeah. How they Rich King suffered a bit of a mishap, and he was bloodied but victorious. So perhaps this is a big building block in the new foundation of the Rads. You can never count out Elliot Tyler and the Goose. I'm a big Elliot Tyler supporter. I love that kid. These are all tough to call. These are tough matches to call. Why do we have to do this? Why can't we just say it's going to be good and move on?
I like with these two guys, though. I mean, they've been in tag teams before, so they're both familiar with it. I have no doubt that they're going to be able to gel together just with their ability to team up with seemingly anyone and everyone and still put on these incredible matches. So I have no doubt that ET and Goose are going to do the exact same. The only question is how much more cohesive the Rads are than them, I think, is going to be one of the deciding factors in this.
Will they stay cohesive, though? I mean, yes, they got a win. There was some dissension last month. They still got the win, and winning does cure a lot of ills, right? When you even if you win and it wasn't pretty, at least you can say you won. What's going to happen when they slip up and they take a loss here? They're teetering, these Rads fellas, and I want them to succeed. They're one of the most historic tag teams in LPW history. I don't think it's a question. But Elliot Tyler's hungry. You know, Goose is coming. He's hungry too. And a win over the Rads, if the Rads are not on the same page, could catapult Elliot Tyler and Goose into some the top of that tag division real quick, because that's a big win.
And I mean, we've seen Elliot. I mean, he's not afraid to get down and dirty as of late. I mean, that death match that he had with Drexel and Matt Tremont. So I mean, like, when push comes to shove, Tyler's not afraid to like get down and dirty. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. Boys, who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Rads. I think the building blocks will be building blocking more, which is the dumbest thing I've ever said.
I like it. I like it.
There will be more.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, that's gold. That's gold.
The building blocks are going to be building blocking more.
Exactly. The foundation will increase. Unfortunately, it will be at the word I can't find.
Expense.
At the expense, there we go, of the Goose and Elliot Tyler. And I want to thank Spencer for not putting William Taylor and Elliot Tyler in the same match this time like he did last month, so I could trip over my words.
So, because then we'd end up with Elliot Taylor and William Tyler.
Which I did multiple times and felt really bad about it.
Pluggo, who you got?
I think I apologized to them both in the locker room after. I'm like, sorry,
Royal
guys.
Goose for everyone. Give me Elliot Tyler. Give me the Canadian Goose. Getting the win over the Rads. Sneaking one out here.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm feeling an upset, and I feel like this is the one.
Ooh, I mean, I don't know. Elliot and Goose. Elliot Goose.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're super divided today, guys.
Yeah,
super divided.
I almost picked double count out, but I was like, I won't.
Oh, double count out. Double DQ finish. Yeah.
Have we ever had a double count out in oh no, we did have a double count out. No, that wasn't a double count. Dustin, have we had a double count out in LPW history? Dustin's my personal fact checker.
I hope it
was
was
everyone's fact checker. Dustin rules, by the way.
I hope it was someone that didn't work for me, brother, and it was like, now we got to change it to double DQ.
No, I don't think there's a lot of that doesn't work for me brothers going on in LPW.
Not at all.
That's good.
I'm going to start doing it, though.
Yeah. Boris, we need you to call this match. That doesn't work for me, brother.
It's not going to work for me, brother.
You're going to be sitting here with us a lot more if you keep up that attitude, Boris. That's just like, all right.
In what is going to be an incredible matchup, we got TFA versus Amira. TFA with a huge opportunity here.
When this was announced,
literally, go ahead. I was going to say the same, but it might be the same thing that you're going to say. Literally, when this was announced, the second it was announced, I messaged Spencer full shoot and was like, holy shit. This is awesome. I'm so excited for this match.
Yeah, this was my, I don't know what the PLUGGO woo banger of the week or whatever that thing is you guys do.
Hold on. Wow.
Full stop. Wow. Record scratch.
Wow. This is it.
This is how it goes.
What did I do?
Wait. Blair, you put the graphic back up.
Okay, hold on.
Announce the match. We'll show Boris how it's done.
We got TFA versus Amira. Banger alert.
Woo! Boom, baby.
That's how it's done.
Jesus, Boris, watch the show. Watch the show. What? It's going to be a banger, dude.
Banger alert.
Woo!
That's how we do it.
Let's just calm the fuck down, all right? Blair looks like shoot pissed right now. He's like, F you, Boris.
You don't mess with our gimmicks, son. Beep, boop, bop, all up in your ass.
Jesus. Are you going to write a diss track about me?
I'm actually I'm going to have Dustin cut all this up. Beep, boop, bop, Boris is a bitch.
That was for Cynthia.
That's what you get for saying I'm a moron, or me saying I'm a moron, and then you clipping it, posting it on the internet for everyone to see, Boris. Banger alert.
Woo!
Whoa!
That's the remix, buddy.
Whoa. Anyway.
I think this match is going to be really good.
You better.
When this was announced, I was pretty hyped for it. Amira's been gathering titles, and the thing that struck me about this is we know how clandestine like to kind of get down and dirty sometimes, but we have learned Amira not afraid of that either. I saw some photos of the recent match she had with Drexel with skewers sticking out of the head and all kinds of stuff. So she's not afraid to get down in the trenches either. I think this one's going to be, I think this is going to start as a wrestling match, but it's going to devolve very quickly into a scrap. And I'm there for it.
Brawl. Just a knockout, drag out.
Amira just had a big victory, big win over Nicole Matthews over at POW. So, I mean, like, Amira knows she can go. And, I mean, you got one half the Prestige Tag Champs with Jaden. They just defeated Sinner and Satan not too long ago. But, I mean, TFA also, she's held gold. She always rises to the occasion with big matches. And this one, I think this is going to be a huge match for both of these wrestlers.
Can we mention really quick as well that this is LPW 34? I bet you if we went back and looked, we could probably count on one hand how many LPW shows Taryn from Accounting has gone into without a championship.
That's a good call, actually. Yeah, very good.
So she's highly decorated. She can get in there and mix it up with the best. I love Amira too. I think this is awesome. That death match that you speak of Drexel was the first time I ever saw her, and I was just like, this lady's got it. Like, she's awesome, and she scares the shit out of me. But if anybody can pull off the win, it is TFA. And TFA is now looking to figure out, okay, because Crow's doing something else tonight or Friday night. Is she now thinking, do I want to up my single standing or am I still wearing tags? So I think she's going to come out and want to win this thing and get back on track.
See,
Boris.
I love the opportunity that this is for TFA, because a win over Amira, and I should preface this because, like, TFA has wrestled throughout the Pacific Northwest. You know, she's dipped down into the States a little bit, but what a victory over Amira could mean for her. Just getting her name out there, getting more recognition. And that's why I think, like, I got to take TFA with this one. I think that she's shown that she always rises to the occasion. There's a reason why she's been a champion for so long in LPW, and this is just going to be another step on the greatness that is TFA. Cool.
I have no reason to doubt any of that.
Heck yeah. He's afraid to say anything now. You guys that look like, should I speak? Is he gonna?
I might.
I love you, Boris. I am a moron. You son of a bitch!
I'll remove that now. Sorry, I just had to do it. Sorry. I gotta stand up for myself somehow. I'm taking a TFA just for the record. I'm taking TFA, and this one I think the chip on the shoulder with her is always there, but this time it's there coming off of that loss, which she does not have many of. So you know she can rebound after a loss. So I'm taking TFA in this one, but I think, like I said, this might start off with a couple of tackles and drop downs, and it's going to devolve into punching in the face as hard as you can. Very quick.
And I hope this isn't a one-off for Amira. I hope she's back more and more and more.
Agreed.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Last but certainly not least, and there's still a scramble match to be announced. It hasn't been announced yet, so we cannot comment on that. We don't know the participants, but we do have this.
But we do know what is words aren't real.
So
that's not going to work for me, brother.
What is surely going to be a banger? You've got the Short Kings versus T.Y. Jackson and Stephen Crow.
There are so many moving parts in this whole match and this whole story leading towards March 7th in Calgary. I mean, you obviously would want to think that, you know, the Short Kings, given their history of teaming, would have an advantage over two people who, to my knowledge, have never teamed. But this is all about that LPW Grand Championship. So I think friendships are very tenuous right now. I know the Short Kings are thick as thieves, but again, when the title is involved, allegiances can change and thoughts can change, and you do things you might not normally do. So I'm very interested to see the way this is all going to shake out. And I think the catalyst in this whole thing, the straw that stirs the drink in this whole thing, is Stephen Crow, because he's he's got a blaze mind, and he's got everything to gain and nothing to lose.
I like Ryan's comment right there that said, "No one told me PLUGGO was going to be here." Who did you think was going to be here?
What is a PLUGGO?
Not PLUGGO, you know.
This is interesting, right? I would love to know how this match became to be, because it is like Reed and Mars have been kind of doing their own thing. Mars did tweet out the other day, like, it's the first time in almost a year that the Short Kings have wrestled together on an LPW show, because Mars has been doing the championship thing and Reed's been doing his thing. Then Reed was out injured. And then Crow and TY, bitter enemies, which Blair, you talked to them, so you could probably maybe speak to this a little bit better than I could, but they're bitter rivals with the Rads and the Clandestine Society. They're going to team up. And then you also have that Championship of Salvation in Reed's back pocket that he could pull the trigger on anytime he'd like. Now, he has pulled.
That's how he got in that match on in Calgary for the
Because
title.
he's
If you go back, if you go back, all this can be explained. I believe it's on YouTube now. If you go back and you watch that tag team title match at the main event,
that's right,
of last month's show, all this is explained. But yes, that's how Reed got into that title match, was by cashing in and making the deal with the Devil. So yeah, get a chance. That match.
Never mind.
Fabulous.
Scrap what I just said. How did I?
No. I'm not judging you. I'm just trying to tie up loose ends here. If you get a chance, go back and watch that, because that tag team title match was a war. But all the extracurriculars at the end will explain how this all came to be. And like I said, there's a lot of moving parts to this, and it's all going to come together on the 7th. But this is going to be very interesting to see how this tag match
up right now on IWTV, by the way. Cool beans.
And I believe YouTube, you can watch the match as well.
Okay.
Yeah, the end of 33 really, put a stamp on the next 2 months of LPW and what we can expect, because you had the number one contender TY out there. It was supposed to be just him and Mars. Reed decides to cash in. Hey, now we're getting a triple threat. Oh wait, Steven's got that victory over Mars. There's a lot of moving pieces with this, and I like you mentioned, I did get a chance to chat with
you.
Mars.
Actually just summed that up really well, Blair. Nice work.
You guys are good at this. I suck. Can I ask? Can I go ahead and finish your point?
No, go for it.
No. I don't want to cut you off.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay. Everyone's cutting me off. Go ahead. Go ahead.
If I'm Mars the Specialist, do I get out in front of this thing? Do I attack my Short King brother? Because again, everybody expects the opposite. If I'm Mars, do I get out in front of this thing? Do I even finish this tag match? Do I walk off? Do I dare say, do I phone it in a little bit and go, I've got some stuff going on in a week? And this is not going to work for me, brother, because I'm only going to go. I'm already at a disadvantage in a week. I've already got 3 guys breathing down my neck that want my championship. Yeah,
it's interesting that you say that, because like I said just a couple of seconds ago, when the title's involved, people do irrational things. But Reed and Mars, those guys are tight. They are tight like brothers. So I don't know if that's a thing that Mars would consider doing, unless maybe Reed fires the first shot. But they're going to have to scrap it out on the 7th regardless. So like I said, it's very tenuous, all the partnerships going into this match. And I think it's going to shape a lot of what goes on the 7th, what happens on Friday.
Who we got for picks? Boris, I'll let you kick things off.
Oh, man.
The Rock is going to take Mars's soul.
I hope not.
Mars is a redhead, so he doesn't have one. You know what? I believe the person, I know this is a tag match, but the person who is going to make the pinfall or the victory or submission or what have you will be Stephen Crow. The wheels are turning. Like I said, he's got a blaze mind, and he's a dangerous, dangerous man. He's as dangerous as he is well-dressed, and he's pretty damn well-dressed.
Yes.
We'll clip that, because that's a good line.
I'm still partial to the blocks are going to block her hard.
I think that's Flippable.
Not my finest hour.
Or who do you think?
I am a moron. There, we can clip that and play ours back to back.
I'm going to take.
I know, right? It's hard to wrap your head around all the different ways this can go.
You know, TY and Steven, I think that they're going to pick up the win. It's tough because, I mean, talking to them, they're both on, obviously, you know, like TY a little salty about what's transpired because it was supposed to be his opportunity. But I do think that, like, both them gunning for it's just going to lead them to a win. I think they're going to find a way to pick up a big victory here.
It's going to be a hell of a fight.
Poor TY, man. Every time he gets a title shot, somebody takes a spot or takes a shine. Poor TY. Here's my prediction, and I have no inside information, no scoops, no nothing. This is my prediction. I think that this thing is going to combust to the point that we do get the double DQ. It's going to get thrown out. I don't think there is going to be a winner. And that's not me. That's not me trying to like say that I don't want to make a pick. That's me literally saying that the way that you two have we've spun this thing and talked about it is each four of these guys, it's going to self-combust and there's going to be some pull aparts and there's going to be, they might just throw the match out. I don't even, because listen, like TY, you just said it. He's been screwed out of having this one-on-one title shot a couple times. You know, he's not happy. You know, Crow wants it because he's got to win. Mars is the champ. And then him and Reed have friction. I think it's just going to blow up. That's all. And we might end up with the fatal four-way at Calgary.
Well, funny enough, we're going to preview that Calgary show. And we do have a fatal four-way. It's going to be a ladder match. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But first we got
a bunch of four.
Hey, it's Blairs Tidbits.
Tidbits, Blairs, Tidbits, Blair. Beep boop bop, Tidbits.
Only a couple tidbits, and we're gonna kick things off with what I am very, very hyped for, and that is Zack Sabre Jr. in GCW. 2 nights he's going to be there. He's going to face off against Mance Warner, one of them. And the other one, we're going to see Zack Sabre Jr. against Drew Parker. And that's going to be the night before. That's when they're in California in a week's time.
On a completely unrelated note, I noticed they added a Dragon Gate show to the Collective on Wednesday night. Am I seeing that properly? Because that blew my brain out.
Heck yeah.
Collective weekend's going to be nuts.
Yeah, it's going to be exhausting. We've also got coming up C4. We got Evil Uno versus one half of Fresh Air, McRae Martin. That's for the C4 championship. We're seeing more and more matches announced for the Collective. And one of them is going to be the Inspiration, the former Iconics, versus Nicole Matthews and Smile and Kylie Ray.
Yes.
I love the Iconics, the Inspiration.
Yeah, they were fabulous.
They're fabulous.
I'm glad that they're wrestling, and then heck yeah, and then hey, Kylie Ray, WWE ID, she could become the first ever WWE ID champion there as well. And then Nicole Matthews rules.
Yeah, it took me a while to find out what ID it actually stands for. Something. It's independent development. I thought it was just like a clever buzzword of ID. I'm real smart.
And one of our favorites, friend Mackenzie Morgan. She's going to be taking on Jazzy Yang at the Jameson Shook Presents HOTTOGO Hot to Go March 28th. We all love Chapel Roan. We all love Mackenzie Morgan. Very hyped for this match.
Yeah.
Is that Jimmy?
Yes.
You left that up on the screen when you put the graphics in earlier, and I hopped in and I was like, oh shit, that's going to be awesome. So
what's a Chapel Roan? Is that where you go to pray?
No, a very popular singer.
Some people might pray.
Apparently not.
Wow. She's very popular, Boris. Even I know her, and I don't listen to a lot of music.
Oh, it shows. HOTTOGO.
First time I ever thought that, I thought that was some like restaurant's clever jingle to get food together. And I was just like, oh, okay, you can get hot food to go. Where would that be? And then I think it was Mrs. Pluggo was like, no, that's Chapel Roan. And I was like, oh, okay.
Hot to go, Pink Pony Club. Chapel Roan's got some bangers. All right. March 7th, LPW in Calgary. It is going to be an incredible show. We got press start live in the Chrome showroom at the Deerfoot Inn and Casino. It's going to be up on IWTV. 4 matches we've got for you already announced. I think it's 4. Yes. And we are going to, you know what? We ended things with the tag match. That's going to be a part of LPW 34. All 4 of those guys are going to be taking place in the LPW Championship ladder match. It is all going to come to a head with this ladder match.
2 things. First of all, I love the branding on this. Zach did a great job. Second of all, let's not undersell this. It's not just LPW makes its way to Calgary. LPW comes to my hometown, the greatest city in the world, God's country, Calgary, Alberta, Canada, for the first time ever on March 7th, bringing a main event that will be talked about in Calgary for decades to come. LPW Grand Championship will be hung high above the Deerfoot Casino, and these 4 are going to scrap it out in a ladder match. I'm not picking a winner because this is not that preview show, and that's my loophole. But,
no, it is. Yeah. We're previewing that card too, so we're going to pick winners.
Right now?
Right now.
The fans are going to win.
Question?
Absolutely not.
So yeah,
they are going to be
there's
winners.
No way.
You know, I'm going to give you my theory on this. Because you talked a couple of moments ago about TY and people always getting in on his title shots. Who has more experience winning and defending a title in a multi-man match than TY Jackson does? So TY Jackson is going to be my pick, but man, I can't wait for this match and this show. It's going to be fantastic. Pluggo, I think we blew his brain out. You okay, Pluggo?
His screen probably froze. He's probably working on that. You know, I'm excited for this. I think all 4 of these guys, I mean, they have been they've all been a part of violent matches before. They're not afraid to get down and dirty. They're not afraid to, you know, I hate to say it, they're not afraid to hurt someone if that's what it means to get to that title. So, I mean, I love all 4 of these guys. This is a tough one to call.
Absolutely.
With how things come out of that tag match, I mean, we could see alliances destroyed. We could see new ones formed heading into this match because who knows what's going to happen. You could see TY decide he wants to start teaming up with Mars, and who knows? Then Pluggo's back. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Now between two. Oh, never mind. Yeah, like I said, I think the their LPW 34 is just going to end in chaos, and then they're all going to finish it here. It's going to be like a cliffhanger, as the kids say. Question before I make my pick, Boris. This is at a casino. Are you a gambling man? Do you like to go to the said casino? Are you going to be at the blackjack table with the high rollers?
I have a very addictive personality, so I'm very careful about the things that I do. I am not a gambler. I went to the sportsbook in Vegas and put $5 down on a Blue Jays game, and I won, and it was the greatest day of my life. But no, I'm not a gambling man. No.
Okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm. That's all right. Well, Pluggo, we already made our picks. Who do you got?
Who did you guys pick? Because I wasn't listening.
You'll have to go back and rewatch.
That's my brilliant point. Yeah. I picked TY Jackson just because he's got a lot of experience in winning and defending titles in multi-man matches. Not that the other guys don't, but he had that scramble title for a long time.
And if there's somebody that I think the fan base would love, now don't get me wrong, we all love Mars and we love these guys. These are, if you were gonna say, like, you know how the AEW has the 4 pillars, like if you're gonna talk about like pillars of this industry that are like foundational pieces, these are 4 of the guys that you would put on that list. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like, this is the future of this company. TY would be a huge moment. Can Mars withstand the crate? Because again, it's a crazy situation. He already has a 25% chance, and it's a ladder match, which anything can happen. Give me Reed Matthews to pull it out.
New champ. Wow.
Turn on his short king brother.
And TY is the only person in this match who is not a hometown boy as well, which is an interesting wrinkle that may or may not mean anything.
He mentioned that when I talked to him, just the fact that there's a lot of pressure on these three guys performing in their hometown. He can slide in there scot-free and just do what he has to do.
Yeah.
So, but
So I'm
taking Mars. I think he's going to hold on to that title. He's not ready to give it up just yet.
Fair enough.
We've got, I think this is one that's, there's a lot of history involved with this one. Michael Richard Blairs versus Victor, formerly from the Ascension.
There is a lot of history. You talked about the pillars kind of LPW, and you could talk about Victor as very much a pillar of Alberta wrestling. It was very much somebody that MRB looked up to as he was coming up. I was there for all of that. I've seen it all. It's going to be very interesting for me. I don't know if these two have ever tangled before, and if they did, it was in like a tag match, but it was not the fully evolved Michael Richard Blairs we see now. This was 13, 14, 15-year-old Chucky Blairs, and this is a whole different animal. There's a lot of respect between these two, and I know that MRB, this is one of those matches that's been on his bingo card, his bucket list. But yeah, a lot of history, and for this to happen in Calgary, it's hard for me to explain it all in 30 seconds, but for the people who are local, like Alberta, if you know, but yeah, this one is going to be very, very interesting. And I'm very privileged to be able to call this one because this is in Alberta. This is a thing. This is a big deal.
I was fortunate enough to talk to Victor back in December. You can check out the interview up on the Love Wrestling YouTube page. Nice play. But yeah, not bad, eh? Or while you're at it, sign up for the Patreon too. There's some great stuff up on there, like all the LPW show interviews, which are going to be dropping like it's hot coming up soon. So but it was hearing Victor talk, and obviously there's a lot of respect for MRB, but you could still tell that there's a little bit of little brothering that he was giving him there with just a couple very small shots. So I'm very excited just to see these two face off, and just how much I don't want to say sportsmanship goes into it and how far that lasts.
Well, MRB said that Victor trained him. This is one of the only two trainers he's had in his career that he hasn't wrestled, and the other one being TJ Wilson, which obviously that can't happen. So he's definitely looking forward to showing, because I asked him, I said, hey, Victor trained you, what would he think about the MRB that you are now? And he said he's probably good with it because he's the one that showed me all this stuff, right? Like he trained me up, and so he's looking forward to making a massive statement here at Press Start in Calgary. And I'm like you said, I'm not in the scene, so I don't know how big it is, but just listening to MRB talk about it the other day, how much it means to him. Like I know how massive this is going to be. God, it's going to be huge. Who gets to spin here?
This is a must win for MRB. And if he loses this match, this might be the thing that finally, we know he's teetering and has been teetering psychologically for quite some time. If he loses this match at home, in front of parents and family and the fans that have been watching him since he was 13, it might break his brain. And I'm not being, hyperbolic. It might break his brain. This is a must win.
Which you said, according to your predictions, Boris, he's losing the challenge championship. So he's going to be coming off a loss in this thing by your logic. So does that add a little more wrinkle to it for you? Because it won't be for the challenge championship then.
This is so much, and no disrespect to the challenge championship. I want to pick my words very, very clearly because obviously championships are what people fight for, but this is so much more than that. So much more. And no disrespect to that challenge or any title, but this is
like The Rock said last night, dude. Sometimes it's bigger than championships.
Yeah.
Who'd you take, Boris? I'm sorry.
I'm going to take MRB just because I don't want to see what happens to him if he loses.
Yeah, I'll take MRB as well because I just don't want to get yelled at. PLUGGO.
I'm going to take Victor, baby.
Stirring that pot. We got two more matches to go through. I'm going to rely more on Boris's breakdowns of it because we're running short on time. So we'll get that. But we got, after TFA faces off with Amira, she's going to be facing one of the best wrestlers in independent wrestling right now, and that's Hyan. Hyan, last year's Queen of the Indies, has absolutely been crushing it. This is a massive test for TFA.
Yeah, this is another massive debut for LPW, and it happening in Calgary is super cool. Like you said, Queen of the Indies, we're lining up talent for TFA right now, and you know, she's obviously earned her stripes and earned the spot in the place that she's in. She's not going to want somebody to walk into her ring and take that away. I'm going to pick TFA in this one, but this is another big debut and another big match on a really big special night.
Yeah, because this match was supposed to be Allie Katch, and she got injured, and so we, you know, like you said, got to boom, Hyan. Good, it's like crazy. Amira Hyan. It never stops for TFA. It's always just all rise for her, but I think she'll get it done.
I am as well picking TFA, but I'm also going to make a little prediction here that by the end of 2025. TFA is the new LPW Grand Champion.
Boom. What do you think?
I could absolutely see that happening. And that would be very interesting.
On the way.
So I just wanted to throw that out there. I wanted to stake claim now that on this February 22nd of the year 2025 that I've made that prediction.
Boom.
Last but not least, we've got Alexia Nicole versus Zoe Sager, one of Eastern Canada's best versus one of Western Canada's best.
Man, we just keep bringing the hits here. This is fantastic.
All right. It's only February too.
I know. I need to do a little bit more research on Alexia Nicole. I'm not as familiar as I would like to be, so I don't really know what I can add to this. That's one of my things to do in the next couple of weeks is to familiarize myself. But I know what Zoe's all about, so I know that she's going to be in for a fight. And I mean, no disrespect to Alexia Nicole. I'm not as familiar as I'd like to be, so that's on my research list of things to do.
You're going to be in for a treat. I mean, she's one of the best out there in Ontario. Constantly crushes it, and I mean,
and there's so much talent out there. So if you're one of the best from out there, you're one of the best.
She's had some injury things before, but always battles back and just continues to like take it to the next level. So Zoe's going to be in for a fight, but it's going to be a hell of a fight. I can't wait for this one.
Hells yeah! I would push start on all these matches.
Oh, picks before we wrap things up, Boris.
I'm going to go with Zoe, but after my research, I reserve the right to change my mind.
Give me Zoe.
Dustin, there may be, but I didn't get the graphics, so thanks.
There are 2 more matches announced so far. Not sure if you forgot those. For the press start.
Come on, bro.
I want to say it's Paralira and the Rads, but don't quote me on that. Yeah. And there's one other one I forget.
Yeah, see if I can find it real quick. If I can't find it right away, then I'll give up.
Don't give up. Yeah. Don't ever give up. You never give up.
No, I'm considering it. Just
so while you're looking for that, yeah, this is March the 7th at the Deerfoot Casino. This is an 18+ event. Tickets are available at Tixer, and it will be streaming live on IWTV, as will Friday's live event as well.
I will say
I can't let it. Yeah, Parallel versus the Rads at press start.
March 1st, LPW Clandestine Show. It's a Saturday show as opposed to the Thursday. So make sure you check that out if you're looking for something to do on a Saturday afternoon.
Saturday afternoon at the Rec Room. It is a sequel, not a prequel. One match has been announced for that as well. I believe it is Stephen Crow against Nick Shostastik, who made a really good showing in the whatever the hell that thing was called last month, the Salvation thingamajigger that we did. Professional right here. He was right down to the wire as one of the Survivor thing. Fuck.
Knocking it out of the park with this.
Yeah, I know. The building blocks are building. But no, he made a great showing for a very young man, very, very, very early in his career. He came down to the wire and almost won that thing. So there's a high ceiling on this young man that I think we'll be seeing on the main cards very soon.
That's right. Randy Myers is back. versus
Yes.
Nasty Nate.
Oh,
the
that's
Rad
right.
versus
Randy and
Paranoia.
Nate. I forgot about that too. Damn.
Um,
this one's going to be a banger.
For all of us here at For Exposure, for our guest, Big Bad Boris, thank you so much for joining us. That's going to be it for us. Next week, usual time, but we've got a very special guest joining us. The incredible Katrina Creed joins us for an episode. Make sure you stay tuned for that because Katrina is awesome and it was a lot of fun. So for myself, for my incredible
Saturday Night Love
co-host,
tonight at 10 o'clock. ECW TV from 1997 on the Twitch, 10 Mountain, midnight Eastern. Sorry.
bro, I was doing the outro.
I know. That's why I wanted to get it in before you cut us off. Got to get my shit in.